Ladies and gentlemen, friends, dreamers, today I want to tell you a story. It is the story of a man who was born into a world where the color of your skin determined your destiny, a world where injustice was law and division was the rule. It is the story of a boy from a small village in South Africa named Nelson Mandela. The life of Nelson Mandela. Long ago, in a small village called Motivational in South Africa, a boy named Rolihlahla Mandela was born on July 18, 1918. No one could have known that this young boy, whose name meant pulling the branch of a tree, a local term for troublemaker, would grow up to change the fate of an entire nation. Mandela was later given the English name Nelson by his teacher, following the custom of the time. He belonged to the Thembu royal family and grew up learning stories of bravery and leadership. From an early age, he dreamed of fighting for justice. As Mandela grew older, he witnessed an ugly truth: apartheid. This cruel system of racial segregation separated black South Africans from white people. They could not vote, live in the same neighborhoods, or even use the same public spaces. Mandela's heart burned with a desire to fight this injustice. Mandela studied law and became one of the first black lawyers in South Africa. He joined the African National Congress, ANC, an organization working to end apartheid. At first, they used peaceful protests, but the government responded with violence. After years of peaceful struggle, Mandela and his comrades decided they had to take stronger action. He helped form an armed wing of the ANC, believing that peaceful means alone would no longer stop the oppression. In 1962, Mandela was arrested and sentenced to life in prison. For 27 long years he was locked away, 18 of them on the desolate Robben Island. The prison was harsh, and Mandela worked in a limestone quarry under the scorching sun. But even behind bars he remained a symbol of hope. Word of his courage spread around the world. People everywhere began to demand his freedom and an end to apartheid. Finally, in 1990, under immense global pressure, the South African government released Mandela. He had entered prison as a young man. Now he was in his 70s, but his spirit was unbroken. Instead of seeking revenge, Mandela preached forgiveness and reconciliation. He worked with President F.W. de Klerk to dismantle apartheid and create a new, democratic South Africa. In 1994, millions of South Africans of all races voted in the first free elections. Nelson Mandela was elected the country's first black president. He served one term, focusing on healing the nation's wounds and building a future of equality. Even after retiring from politics, Mandela continued to work for peace and human rights around the world. He became a global symbol of courage, forgiveness, and dignity. On December 5, 2013, Nelson Mandela passed away at the age of 95. The world mourned the loss of a man who had spent his life fighting for freedom, not just for himself, but for all people. Today, the story of Nelson Mandela teaches us that one person, armed with determination, courage, and compassion, can change the world. Though he faced unimaginable hardship, Mandela showed that the greatest strength lies not in revenge, but in forgiveness and hope.